And then there were 8, boys and girls, as we edge closer to the quarterfinal stages. Who is your favourite to go all the bloody way? Will it be Italy? Will it be Belgium? Will it be England? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're taking a look at the old Euro 2020 quarterfinals, aka the final 8. Who's going to go the distance? We'll take a little look in just a second. If you're new, where have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button and get your bang up to date with all things Euro 2020 related, Blackburn Rovers related. We got all bit, boys. I know I'm Ruski, that's right, of course. My boys have gone home. The French, they've gone home. The Belgians are still in it. That's right. Goodness gracious me. It could be the Belgians, could be the Italians, could be the English. And of course, it could even be the Spanish. And of course, maybe even the Ukrainians. We'll take a little look in a second. A big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, of course, for the channel. Big shout out for you guys. But let's get cracking. First and foremost, we're going to go back to the round of 16 and have a little look at, and of course, who got on and who got out. So here we go, boys and girls. Here we go. Let's kick it all back off then, shall we? Way back when, of course, it was Belgium up against Portugal in one of the games of the day. It was, I went with a 2-1 win myself for Portugal. Went with the champions, of course, but unfortunately I was wrong. It was a 1-0 win going in favour of Belgium. Goodness gracious me. Torgan Hazard doing his brother, doing what he does best usually, put the ball in the back of the net with a ripper to get himself through to the quarterfinals. Joining them would have been, who was it? Could it be Italy? Could it be Austria? Well, I wanted a 2-0 win myself for the Italians. Of course, they've been my tip from the start for me, and of course they're doing okay for themselves right here, right now. It wasn't 2-0, though it was 2-1. They did concede for the first time in a long time. Chiesa with the goal, Pacina as well, Sasha Kicanovic as well with a late goal to make Austria get a bit of hope, but unfortunately no joy there. During them, it was not the French. They took on the Swiss, but guess what? They crashed out. I went with a 3-1 win myself, but guess what? I got it all bloody wrong. Let's take a little look at that. What were the results on that one? 3-3 in the end. Goodness gracious, we had to go to penalties. Get in your bloody veins. Goals coming from Kevin Benzema, Paul Pogba with a third as well, Hasa Sadanovic with a couple, Mario Ganazovic as well as of course the Swiss go through and the French crash out. Goodness gracious me, 3-3 in the end. Who'd have thought that one? Not me. Goodness gracious me. Next up we got the Spanish up against the Croatians, 2-0 for me, but guess what? It was an 8-goal thriller going in favour of Spain. Wow indeed. Paulo Sarrieba, Cesar Apachuecha, Ferran Torres with the goals, Pedri with a big fat OG, horrific one as well, Osic, Pastelic made it 3-3. Goodness gracious me. Could we ever ask for anything more? But we got more anyway. 2 more goals, Morata and Ariatabal giving Spain a 5-2 win, 5-3 win in the end. Goodness gracious me, reading them a bit weird. To the other side of the bracket, the easies, the so-called easy side of the bracket. Let's take a look at it. Shall we start off with England at the top here? No, it wasn't actually. It was. Let's take a look at the other side of the bracket, then start with Spain against Ukraine, one of the last games, in fact the last game. 2-0 in the end was my pick for the Swedes, but it wasn't. It was 2-1 win going in the favour of Ukraine. Goodness gracious me. Alexander Shevchenko with the first goal, Forsberg with the leveller before Artem Dzubic took the win at the death there into extra time, of course, on the brink of penalties. 2-1 win going in favour of Ukraine. Goodness gracious me. Red card did help them a little bit. England, though, did oust Germany. Goodness gracious me. 2-0 on that one as well. Sterling Kane with the goals. I got the right amount of goals for England, but I thought Germany would get 3, but they didn't show up. They just didn't show up. Disgusting display from the Germans. They crash out. 2-0 win was the final score there. Other side of the bracket, or going, or the lower end of the bracket, should we say. The Czechs, they ousted the Dutchies again. A red card favoured the Czech Republic on this one. Thomas Hollis and Patrick Schick on the score sheet for them. Actually, remember the 2-0 win going in favour of the Dutchies, so I got the one wrong. Flip it around, and I got it right. And then finally, the Danes. Goodness gracious me. 2-1 win was my pick. I did go for the Danes, but guess what? They actually absolutely smashed past the Welsh. 4-0 in the end. Dolberg with a race, Marler as well. Manted Braithwaite as well. Another red card to make it very fruity. As you see, I did okay for myself, but I'm not really fussed about me. I want to know, what about you guys? Take a look at the leaderboard for this week and this week alone for your picks. Here we go. Kick it all off. It was Omar Esquivel ripping it up, a new one at the top. Respect to you, of course, for your picks, and of course, respect for the patron as well. Alex Wells up there alongside David Rao, Dilshot Shamarutov and Meister Fighter up there with 5 out of 8. Not too shabby. AA Alex, Andrew Watton, Blazoo, Bam Bam, of course one of my favourite boys out there. Rest of the chasing pack with 4 as well. What's that done to the overall leaderboard? Well, here that comes. Of course, they've been predicted from the get-go. Hans Wurst leads alongside Omar Esquivel with 26 points so far. I don't know what the total is. Jens van der Poel, not too shabby as well. Master Fighter in the mix. Blazy as well with Yannick Buster, not too far. Manik Shangari, Shane O'Donnell, and some random person up there with 23. Imad Hussein alongside Even Stringer make up your top 10. Still points on the board, still anybody's to be won, and of course we'll get a little bit closer after the next round of matches. So let's get in deep in then, shall we, and have a look at those next round of matches. Now, before we jump into those likes on the matches, this is, of course, the link for the next set of predictions. It is Cutley/EuroQF. And, of course, if you fancy, like me, you can use the old QR code and get it amongst it that way. That prediction league thing will be in the old description and maybe pinned on the comment as well. But here is your bracket. Take a look at it. Suck it up. Plug it in your veins, of course. We have lost Belgium. We have lost Austria. We have lost France and Croatia. Gone home are Sweden, Germany, the Dutch, and, of course, the Welsh. So we have left with Belgium, Italy, Swiss, of course, and the Spanish, Ukraine against England, the Czech against the Danes. It is anybody's guess as to who's going to come out top. But anyway, I'm going to give you my best picks for this one. We're going to start with Belgium up against Italy, and probably what the game of the tie here. This, when you look around, this is the one that smells like it's going to be a potential winner. These two sides played 8 times since 1954. 4 wins for the Italians, 2 wins for the Belgians, and 2 draws as well. The biggest win for Italians over the Belgians, 4-1 win. As for the Belgians, 3-1 win was the biggest win over them in those 2 encounters. In fact, the Italians have scored 13 goals over the Belgians in 8 matches, 7 goals returned by the Belgians, around about 0.88 goals against ratio, which is around about 1.63 goals against ratio. For the Italians, they come into 100% form, meanwhile the Belgians come into 92% form, and last time they played each other was in fact a 2-0 win for the Italians back in 2016 in the Euros in Group E. It wasn't long ago though that the Belgians picked up the win as well with a 3-1 win in a friendly back in 2015. Of course, heading into the bookies odds on this one, 12-5 is your Belgium, 21-10 is your draw, 13-10 is your bloody Italy on this one. For me, I've stuck with Italy from the get-go, and I ain't gonna change it right here, right now. And usually though, whatever I've picked has been wrong. So you might, if you're a Belgian, you might get excited here. But I'm gonna go with the Italians on this one, 2-0 win. Take the win. Go into the next round, of course, into the semi-finals. Who's in the semi-finals? Well, we'll take a look. Next up, we have the Swiss up against the Spanish, of course, on Friday the 2nd of July. Here we go. I think both of these games are on Friday the 2nd of July, are they? Yes, they are. This is the early kickoff over in St. Petersburg Stadium. They played each other 6 times since 1966. 3 wins for Spain, 1 for Switzerland, 2 draws as well. The biggest win for Spain, 3-0 win. The biggest win on the one and only win for the Swiss was a 1-0 win. Of course, heading into this though, 75% form for the Swiss, 75% form for the Spanish. They come into this with 3 draws of the past 6 games. Meanwhile, the Swiss come into this just 1 defeat of the past 6 heading into this. The last time they played, there was a 1-1 draw in the Nations League. And in fact, it's actually been quite tight over the last 4 matches. 2 draws, a win for Spain and a win for the Swiss as well. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? 92 for Switzerland, 64 on is your Spain. They are red hot favourites. 11-4 is your draw. And again, for me, sticking with Spain, I think on this one, they've turned the corner now. They're on the brink of probably getting rid of the manager, I think, maybe in the group stage. But right now, they're on the brink of the semi-finals. Goodness gracious me. I've gone with a 3-2 win. That's right. Goals galore, 5 goal thriller, and put Spain into the knockout stages even further and sends the Swiss home. Of course, the Swiss are our Swiss hearts, and well, of course, we'll cheer them on, of course, on the touchdowns, and hopefully they will go through. Into the next one we go. Ukraine up against England. I've not even had a look at this one. It's hot off the bloody press. They played each other 6 times since 2004. 3 wins for England, 1 win for the Ukraine, and 2 draws as well. That one and only win for Ukraine was a 1-0 win. Meanwhile, the biggest win for England over Ukraine was a 3-0 win. In fact, it scored 7 goals over the 6 games, which are around about 1.17 goals a game ratio. On the flip side, 0.5 goals a game ratio. That is, of course, for the Ukraine. They come into this 67% form for the Ukraine, 2 defeats in the past 4 games. Meanwhile, England come into this 92% form, and they haven't even conceded a goal in the bloody tournament. The last time they played each other was a 0-0 draw. That was in the World Cup qualifying back in 2013. The prior to that was another 1-1 draw. In fact, you're going to go back to 2012 for the last time of victory, and that was a 1-0 win for England. Prior to that was also a win for Ukraine. So very, very even encounters over the last 4 matches between the 2 sides. The bookies odds on this one, we have 7-1 for Ukraine. They are your underdogs. 9-4 on is your England. They are red hot favourites. 10-3 is your. Is it bloody coming home? It looks like it bloody well could be. I'm even going to go with England myself on this one. I am going to go with a 3-0 win, brother, in favour of England. Take 3 points, well, not 3 points. Take the win to go through to the semi-finals to take on either the Czechs or the Danes. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, they're duking out. Both of these matches, of course, taking place on the 3rd of July. Played each other 8 times in the past. 2 wins for the Czechs, 1 win for the Danes, and 5 draws. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Biggest wins over each other, 3 apiece. 3-0 win for the Czechs over the Danes, and vice versa. Of course, heading into this, they scored 6 goals over the last 8 encounters over the Czechs, which is 0.75 goals a game ratio. Meanwhile, the Czechs scored 8 goals over the Danes, which is a goal a game ratio. They come into this 58% form for the Czechs, of course, just 1 win in 3. Actually, just 1 defeat in 5 for them. As for the Danes, they come into 2 defeats in the past 6 games, of course, 58% form as well. These two have identical records. Anyway, heading into this, last time they played each other was a 1-1 draw back in 2016. Of course, it was a friendly. Last time they played each other in competitive forms was the 3-0 win for the Danes back in 2013. Look at the bookies odds on this one. 14-5 is your Czech, 11-5 is your draw, 11-10 is your Denmark. They are your favourites for this one. And again, they are your favourites, and I'm going to go with the favourites on this one. I'm going to go with the Danes. I'm not going to play stupid beggars. I've gone the 3-1 win in the end for the Danes. And that, of course, set up this semi-finals. Italy, Spain. Of course, we've got England up against the Denmarks, of course. And, of course, when you look at it, Denmark have won the Euros in the past. Italy have won the Euros in the past. Spain have won the Euros in the past. Is it time for England? Is it bloody coming on? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the old chat down below. Let's take a look at the odds then, shall we? Quick look at the odds. We're going to do reverse odds all the way to the top. Ukraine are 33-1 long shots. The Czech Republic are 25-1 as well, alongside the Swiss 25-1. The Danes are 10-1. Get your money on the Danes, of course. Belgium 7-1. Italy 4-1. Spain 3-1. And England are 15-8. They are your favourites. They are your favourites. Is it coming on? Let me know your thoughts. Can it be England's year? Or what about Italy? What about Spain? What about the Danes? Are they the ones to be beaten? Oh, of course, is there a surprise package in the mix with the likes of Ukraine, the Swiss, or of course maybe even the Czechs? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I look forward to seeing you, of course, when we come back with, of course, match previews, match reviews, watch alongs, of course, and the cats. Make sure you stick by for that. And of course, make sure you check out the Copa America. We're hitting the prime time over there with, of course, the quarterfinals as well. So make sure you check that badge out. But until then, see you soon, whenever they might be. But until then, good luck to you. Germany are gone home, but of course, England are still in the mix. We'll see you soon. Until then, we're done. Like toast. Yeah.